What's up, guys? I want to put this Power Beats madness to rest once and for all. That's the Power Beats Pro. This thing. I want to solve this paradox once and for all. The most important thing is the sound. So, if you don't find the right size of ear tips, I don't care how much you spend on these things, they're going to be useless. And I'm going to explain everything in a short while. I'm gonna explain and show you the ear tips I'm using and so on and so forth. Cause these Power Beats Pro, they're so expensive. If I look at some cities here where I live, you're looking at minimum $360. That's like the three largest cities here. You're looking at minimum $360. You know what I mean? For earbuds, like wireless earbuds. That's crazy. You know what I mean? So imagine spending 360 and you still feel like they don't sound good. It's what happened to me when I first purchased them. I'm like, what's happening? Like, what's going on? It's very simple. It all comes down to our anatomy, or our ear canals at different size, different shape, different everything. It's just like the every part is different. We're all different. There's no one size fits all. So if you don't find the right tip of all these things that they provided, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work for you. I'm thinking if you're interested in the bass and trying to close out the outside sound, it all comes down to which ear tip size you'll apply to the piece. You know what I mean? So before I switch the camera, the other thing is the size of the ear tips will also kind of change they'll change the aesthetics, if I would say. Like the small ear tips, they make it look a little bit more flush with the ear, and the large ear tips, it kind of pops out a little bit, but it shouldn't be much of a big deal, you know. Like I said, it comes down to anatomy at the end of the day. Like the way they pop out in my ears may not be the same as you. So it all comes down to the anatomy of your ears. That's one of the most important things. Anyway, let me turn over the camera and explain this further. So guys, let me continue. As I told you, there's I would say one, two, four size of the silicone earbud tips. So there's one that looks like this. Sorry, I know this thing can't focus very well, but I know most people that go into the Apple store, they'll show you these things and it will make sense from what I'm saying. There's a very funny ear tip. I had never seen this sort of ear tip like before. Like this one that I'm showing you right now. The one that I'm trying to focus. This didn't work for me because I guess my ear canal is large. I could still hear people talking from outside and it was still like loud and noisy and whatever. Like I wouldn't get that crisp like sound. The bass wasn't really good any of these with any of these sizes. And I think it's the medium size. It's the one that came pre-installed. The one that I'm trying to put here. That's the size that was pre-installed on the earbuds. Then the smallest also didn't work for me. But like I said, the smallest and these ones that look cone-shaped, they kind of give it a much better appearance. Like it makes the earbuds kind of like fit flush to my ears, and pretty much they don't pop out that much. Like that's just for aesthetics. Some people, they don't care about that, but sometimes I care about things like that. So you notice the size I'm using is the largest. Trust me, for me to get that crisp, clean bass that's like really, really sound good, I had to use the largest silicone buds. You know what I mean? So if you look at my Power Beats, I'm using the largest. I'm not gonna take them off, but if you if you if you own these things by now, you already know what I'm saying. Or if you wanna go to the Apple store, you already know what I'm saying. But then, well, what else do I wanna say? The other thing I wanted to say is like if you have any problem, like me personally, I've never had any problem exchanging Apple products as long as I bought it from them, like brand new, everything. I never had any problem. Like, I highly rate their customer service. I've never seen a company with better customer service. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's just me on a person to person basis. You know what I mean? So if you have any problem, of course they're gonna exchange them. If you don't like them, whatever, they're gonna exchange them. And I don't know if a lot of people have said this too. The hinge on the case, it kind of feels weak, but it's typical. You know what I mean? You don't need to worry so much. You'll notice that the hinge is a little bit like loose, I would say, but it's typical. And what else? Like, I'm not gonna go into the details of the shortcuts and so on and so forth. Those are just basic things. I just wanted to explain to you guys that the most important thing is the size of the tip you find. You know what I mean? If you use if you try out all other tips and you feel like it still sounds like how can I say, man, if you're not getting the best if you're not, if the best reception is really not so good, you'll have to keep switching until you find the perfect size of the silicone tips, because they have four sizes. To be honest, I don't think you're gonna fail to find a size. And in the worst case scenario, if it fails, I think you'll have to pay extra money to buy the memory foam tips. I didn't want to go that route because I felt like, no, it's not necessary for me. Because the largest silicone tips that they provide, they give me that crisp, clean base that I needed. And just overall, like the sound, to me, they sound much better with the larger size silicone tips. Sorry, my video, I know it's blurry, but at the end of the day, it will make sense if you purchase them. I know this video is not the best, but I know, like, if you go in there and purchase this item, you may recall most of the things that I said, which will make your life much easier. Because most people that made these videos, they're talking about all these things like the controls, the this, the that, but they forget the most important thing. It's the seal that's gonna help you get the best reception. And the seal, it comes with it's a decision you have to make based on the tips you're offered. So don't panic with the pre-installed tips. If you're not getting the best reception, just keep switching until you find the best silicone tip size that they provided. And in the end of it all, if you're still not happy, those people are gonna change these things because they're pretty expensive. Like I told you, some people are really paying a lot of money. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, guys. I want to make this short. Let me know what you think. Peace.